Autism exists in you if you're autistic, whether you know it or you are unaware of it at the time. So once you know you're autistic versus being undiagnosed, you begin to see how being autistic affected you, but it wasn't part of the narrative at the time. So the whole story about who you are and how you relate to other people begins to change at that point. And then that narrative can develop over time into something new. But there's this puberty phase, for lack of a better word, or transitional liminal phase where basically who you were starts to empty out. And this concept of who you are begins to fill in. And in this phase, you're particularly vulnerable to the opinions of other people. When they're ableistic or gaslight you for finding out about your autism, it's easy to get sensitive and defensive about who you're becoming. But deep down, I think it's important to know that it's the narrative that's changing. It's not actually the deep down autism. Those qualities and expressions that have always been there are something you accept and better cope with. But the narrative of who you are is different, but important in a way. But I think in this transitional phase after someone finds out they're autistic or has some type of mental health disability, it's important to observe yourself and how you feel in certain situations rather than try and categorize them and judge them past a certain point. Because certain knowledge requires time. Feeling comfortable in your identity isn't something that happens overnight or just by wanting it. It's something that happens when you're ready. And if people don't understand that, that's outside of your control. And if you don't understand what it means while you're learning, that's totally fine.